Most coaches think they're not growing because of the algorithms. But the truth is slightly more uncomfortable than that and completely fixable. I'm Chris, and I help coaches and consultants become visible through making simple, short, confident videos. I've made over 800 in the last 2.5 years, and I've made all these mistakes, so I know what I'm talking about. Let's take a look at the misdiagnosis, because coaches often blame reach or lack of it on hooks or their hashtags being wrong, their trending audio not being right. But it feels easy to blame the platform than actually looking at what's really happening. The algorithm isn't usually the issue, and that's what I've found. The issue is with what you're doing. I've made many of those mistakes. So the real reason that coaches don't grow is that they're not posting enough to be recognised, let alone being remembered. So I started my journey with an experiment. This is my successful journey. So I'd tried many times before, but my successful journey was when I decided to post every weekday for a year, no matter what, just to see what worked. And I would just build my audience in that. I'd refine it as I went along. I made that commitment. And that's the thing that really helped me. When you treat content like performance instead of a conversation, things go a bit awry. So if you can start from just, okay, I'm going to have a conversation with you, I'm going to do it for a year, then it's going to be fine. Because it took me around a year to find my real voice online. And you can't expect to get confident in front of a camera and know what you want to say until you've made maybe 100 videos. Because most coaches only show up when they feel inspired, which is almost never, or maybe just at the start of a year, and then they disappear into the ether again. Visibility is a habit, but not an occasional moment. So set that output goal for yourself if you want to do what I did, because if you take a look at a gym and you want to get fit, you can't go to a gym once a month. Nothing will change. Nothing will happen in your life. If you want to get fit, you would go, right, I'm going to go every day or every other day. And it's the length of time that you do this thing for that's going to make the real difference. Because there is an invisible coach cycle that I've seen so often. And I think it happened to me because for a start, there's overthinking things. So that is a real problem when you just consume a lot of content. You just go, oh, that sounds good. I think I might try this. But you overthink and never create anything because you are overwhelmed. The next part of the cycle is, well, you post less because you feel overwhelmed. And once you post less, you feel invisible. And then posting becomes harder. I lived in that cycle forever, like for years. I didn't start posting properly until I was maybe 46. What changed wasn't the gear or the strategy or the hooks. It was simply showing up. So the algorithm isn't stopping you. Your silence is. People can't connect with you if they never see you. And clients follow connection rather than perfection. So what actually does work? Well, you've got to show your face more often. Now I'm trying to post most days. But I know it's tricky, but we can start simply and just get that muscle working, and getting to be able to be posting often is the real trick to this. And whilst you're doing that, you talk to one person, not the whole world. If you start a video going, hey guys, who are you speaking to? If I'm speaking to you, I want to address you as the person on the other end of this lens. So start simple. Share simple human stories. We want to drive connection here. Show up as often as possible. And the real trick is offering real help. I started on short form content and I made a promise that I'm going to show up as often as I can, and I'm going to offer the audience member some real help for that day. So a tip, something they can actually do that will improve their lives. If I'm turning up like a teacher and you're scrolling on your phone through short form content, no one's going to want to stop for that. So try and just offer something really helpful. And there's so much negativity around on social media that people will feel that. People go, oh, this is making me feel unsettled. But if I can turn up offering help and advice and turning up in a nice way, then that's when you're going to get like the followers. But don't worry about perfection. Worry about consistency. I put out things where I stumble across my words, even in this video, and it's fine. Good enough and done beats perfect and never posted. So if you've ever felt invisible, you're not alone. I was right there not long ago. And in the next video, I'm sharing exactly how I built confidence on camera at 46. So if you want to see that, when it's out, stick around.